Yes, first of all, how was your foot?
I just took a kick on my Achilles, on my the right one, and uh, wasn't it's not too bad right now. But at the time, I was pretty much in pain. But it's all right. Finished the game.
What are your thoughts on the game? Big 2-0 win for you guys.
I thought we started well the first 15 minutes. We combined pretty well up front. Then after that, the game was kind of without rhythm. I don't know if it's because of the humidity or whatever, but I think we picked up the pace already in the second half, and we played better. We could have scored more. Luis made a great save to keep us in the game. And then we did at the end what we had to do. We finished the game because it did look like at one point that they were about to tie it. So the goal of Johnny was pretty important for us.
We talked a couple days ago. We talked a couple days ago about Fabian not scoring, and he scores today. Obviously, he's been a little frustrated by not finding the back of the net. But how good is it to see him, not only for you guys, but for himself to get back on the scoreboard?
Well, we didn't talk about Fabian. You guys were talking about Peggy and Junie, but those guys are playing well. What was missing for Fabian was the goal. Today he played well, but he scored. And as you know, obviously because he scored, everybody's going to be happy now. But his game is the same. He runs a lot. He helps me a lot up front when we play up front together, and I'm happy for him that he scored. Also Johnny, he gives us so much on the field that sometimes it's always great to get your reward. But I think for me the key today was Eric Alexander. He turned. I love when he does that. He turned every time he had the ball. That is a key in football. If you play the ball back or you play the ball sideways, you're not going to go anywhere. But today, I don't know if you saw, every time he had the ball, he tried to turn and go forward. So for me, it was the key. He unblocked the game with his pass. And like I said, it was the key because every single time he wanted to turn and play with us forward. So that's always a plus. And Dax was back to his usual self, shielding the back four, and he did it well. But Eric was the key for me today.
I talked to Eric just now, and he said you guys had encouraged him to
Hey, listen, that's why sometimes you see me upset on the field because I don't mind people trying to go forward. What's upsetting when the guys are not going forward and passing the ball back. You're not going anywhere in the game if you pass the ball back. It's and today I can only tell him well done. Every single time he wanted to turn. At one point, I don't know if you remember, they put pressure on him. He was on the line. He turned on the line. If you want to go forward and turn, you can always do it. And Eric has definitely the ability and the capacity of doing it. And we told him during the week, you're a creative midfielder. You got to create. And he did it, and we all know, and we have a faith in him that he can do it. He's a good football player, and like I said, I'm very honest. I think since the beginning of the season, he has been our most consistent player. But having said that, he knows that he gotta give more assists and score more goals, and I'm sure he will do that if he carry on doing the same thing that he did today. When he turns, there's no way you can stop Eric Alexander.
Thierry, the second goal you helped create, of course, Kamara came off the bench and he saved that ball before it went over the end line. How important was that for you to help create that second opportunity for Steele?
Well, I felt at the time, and I think that's what everybody was thinking. He looked like he could have been a 1-1 at the end, like kind of a weird one. I said to you, Luis helped us a couple of times to keep the 1-0 or even the 0-0. Well, yeah, that's the key of the game sometimes. Whenever you can pass the ball, pass it. And that was exactly what happened on the second goal. But like I said, I tried to save it before, but I guess I was a bit short. And then Kosuke did what he had to do. He went to save the ball and pass it straight away. And I did what I had to do. I turned and I passed it straight away. And Johnny did what he had to do too. But, you had that feeling that we needed to score a second goal. Because if it stayed 1-0, I don't know if it would have stayed 1-0 at the end.
How good was it to get the clean sheet as well?
Very important, because I thought at time we did defend well and we conceded some goals, some silly goals, if I can say, that you can avoid. Having said that, we all know that sometimes you need some mistake from the defenders to score a goal. If not, you don't at times. But like I said, the only time that we were not focused Luis saved us. So it's always a good one when you can score and not concede, and that's what happened for us today. And hopefully we can carry on like this.
You're a big supporter of Connor last year and this year. He hasn't gotten much playing time before today. Today he gets the first start. Looked a little rusty with his passing at first. Obviously he hasn't played in a while, but defensively he was getting stuck in. Broke up a few plays. Wasn't good tackles. I mean, what did you think of his game today?
That's Connor. You have to give him a lot of credit. It's never easy to come into a game like this, especially when we were losing 2 in a row. We conceded some goals and we didn't score for the last game. So it was for us very important, you know, that he showed what he showed today. Like always, you know, great attitude, great commitment. As you said, he missed a couple of passes. That can happen, you know, when you don't play for a little while. And also, you know, you have to give him a lot of credit. He didn't play since the beginning of the season, and he played some, I would like to think, a good 90 minutes.
It's important for, obviously you have a game on Thursday. It's a short turnaround. How important is to build off, get off the confidence from this game?
Well, it is always difficult to win away from home in this league. We're gonna have to try to do it again, going back to getting points away. We all know it's not an easy place to go with the altitude, and we're going to try to deal with that in the heat. It won't be easy. You know, they're going back home with a win in Montreal, one of the best team, if not the best team at the moment in this league with Dallas. So, you know, and Portland, if I may say. So it won't be easy, but we're going to have to try to grab some points away from them. We know that sometimes at home you get away with it. But we have to kind of play better away from them and make sure that we can bring something. Having said that, like I said, I don't think we played badly against Philadelphia, but they took advantage of us being down to 10 men. Credit to them, but we have to try to get some points, if not a point, in Colorado.
When you're young, you never really think about where you're going to play or how your life's going to play out. And then I came to New York. It was almost kind of like a epiphany of just how much bigger, how much better everything is in New York. The city in itself, it's just got a different atmosphere to it. It makes me feel like I can run through walls.
Celebrate Independence Day with the New York Red Bulls. Live coverage gets underway Thursday at 9 on MSG.